And what is up, my magic miscreants and dragon here with another fun deck tech for you. Third straight day we're doing a video, and I'm so psyched about this one because we are looking at a mono red mid-range type build with dragon themes. Now I'm going to share, it is not dragon tribal, it is dragon themed, and it is a very interesting deck to look at. So let's get into it. We're going to start off. We have two play with fires, so we can kind of set up our draws and go face if need be. Shivan Devastators, one of the cool cards from Dominaria United was this one. It has flying and haste, and it enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. Late game, this is a great finisher. Early game, nice little threat. We're running 3 Abrades because artifacts are a thing, and also 3 damage to a target creature is always a thing. We have Fires of Victory, early game removal, love it. Alright, when it deals damage to target creature or planeswalker equal to the number of cards in your hand. Now, this deck does have 3 distinct battle cards in it. You're starting with the Invasion of Tarkir. When it enters the battlefield, reveal any number of dragon cards from your hand. When you do, it deals X +2 damage to any other target, where X is the number of cards revealed in this way. And when it transforms into Defiant Thundermaw, which is whenever a dragon you control attacks, it deals 2 damage to any target. Okay, see where we're going with this? We have Obliterating Bolt, 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker. If it would die, it gets exiled instead. We're running 2 Into the Fire, and this is, I think, a card that people are sleeping on a little bit, because you can choose one of these. Either one, it deals 2 damage to each target, to each creature, planeswalker, and battle, so it's kind of a board sweeper. But also 2, you can put any number of cards from your hand on the bottom of your library, then draw that many cards +1. So you can set up some draws here with this. We're also running 3 Invasion of Regathas. When it enters the battlefield, it deals 4 damage to another target battle or opponent. You can go face with this, and 1 damage to up to 1 target creature. It transforms into Disciples of the Inferno. If a non-creature source you control would deal damage to a creature, battle, or opponent, it deals that much damage +2 instead. Alright, so that's a really good card to have late in the game. We are running Nahiri's Warcrafting, and this is another one that I think some people might be sleeping on, but I'm seeing it a little bit more in some of the other aggro plays that we're up against. Deals 5 damage to target creature, planeswalker, or battle. Look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the excess damage dealt this way. You may exile one of those cards, put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order, and you may play the exiled card this turn. So we get some great value out of this. Now, here's our upper end. We're running 3 Invasion of Kaldheims. When it enters the battlefield, exile all cards from your hand, then draw that many cards. You gotta be careful with this one, though. Alright, you really do. This card can kind of screw you over a little bit, but you have to make sure you play it smartly. Until the end of your next turn, you may play cards exiled this way. Now, it transforms into Pyre of the World Tree. When you discard a land card, it deals 2 damage to any target. Whenever you discard a land card, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. So we get some value from this. Big time. Speaking of value, here's where we get to the dragons. Okay. Atsushi the Blazing Sky. This is a really cool card. Has been for a while. Alright, you exile it when it dies. Exile the top 2 cards of your library, and until the end of your next turn, you may play those cards, or you can create 3 treasure tokens. We're also looking at Mana Form Hellkite. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create an XX Red Dragon Illusion creature token with flying and haste, where X is the amount of mana spent to cast that spell. Alright, exile that token at the beginning of the next end step. Also, too, we are running the Elder Dragon War, and this is another one that, I think a little bit underutilized. It has read ahead, so we can do 2 damage to each creature and each opponent. We can, for the second chapter, discard any number of cards, then draw that many, or we can, at the very end, you create a 4/4 red dragon creature token with flying. So, we're also running 2 Sokanzans and 2 Autonomous Furnaces. Sideboard, we're running 1 more Abrade. We're running 3 Curse of the Shaken Faith in case we're against, some like mono blue builds where they're casting multiple spells per turn. We're running 2 Lightning Strikes, 1 more Obliterating Bolt, 3 Cathartic Pyres, 2 Invasion of Mercadias, and 2 burn down the houses. I'm sorry. So this is our Big Red Dragons deck, and I think it's got a little bit of potential to it. If you can keep the threats off the board early with these right here, then you're in pretty good shape. So for our videos, if you're new to my channel, we do a best of 1 and then we do a best of 3, just so you can see how the deck functions in either of those environments. So without further ado, let's get to the Big Red Dragons games. We are against Zankreiger as our best of 1 matchup. We are going first. It's a pretty good keep. Got some spot removal, and we've got some threats. We're going to put down the furnace first, because we can't play anything to begin with. So we're just going to put down the furnace first. Let's see what they do. Are we against a vampire build here? Be interesting to see if there's a vampire. Room for vampires. Mardu vampires would be an interesting one for this particular deck. I like this. I'm not going to do the Shivan Devastator at the moment. The Fire's a sorcery, Regatha. Okay. I think we do this. Put down the Regatha. I meant to do that to the Regatha. That's alright, because we can hit the Regatha in the next turn, I think. Reckless Stormseeker. Okay. That'll get Obliterating Bolted. That will get Obliterating Bolted. Or do I do... yeah, we'll Obliterating Bolt that. We'll keep the we'll hold up the Devastator. Okay, so you are a vampire. You're not a vampire build. You are a. So let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do Regatha. Let's do the Devastator. Yeah, it's only a 1/1, but meh. This will give us a 4/4. Ill-tempered loner, huh? Now that's fun. Are you thinking of the... Okay. Heh. Well... I'm gonna do this. I'm going to... Yeah, I'm gonna braid you. Oh, it dealt 5 damage. Are you kidding me? I forgot about that. Whoops. Read the damn card, kid. That's all good. So all we'll do is this. Yeah, that may have been a stupid move on my part, but... Burly Breaker. Interesting. Boom. Okay. Got that happening. Gain a life. Kessig Naturalist. Okay. That's a day-bound thing, so... Upland Liberator, huh? Gotta be careful on this, because... We'll swing in for this. And do this. Sack it. Draw a card. A braid is always fun. Let's do this. Yep. 100% I want to do that. So they probably are going to have like an Everbrook Caretaker or something like that. coming up. Okay, we get them. All right, let's go the best of 3. We are against Steve 115, and they look like they are bronze. Now you can't underestimate bronze players. I really mean that, because they could just be starting off their season. Who knows? But they are playing. Oh, they're playing a slightly above a 60 card deck. So, okay, that works. Steve 115. All right, here we go. We are going to do this. Mono green, which we are doing a mono green, by the way. We are going to do a mono green deck probably either tomorrow or Thursday. There are a few decks I'm working on. One is a Grixis Dragons build, which I think is really, really fun to play. Are we doing a rainbow deck? That would be kind of fun. Or are we doing an enchantments deck? Thirsting Roots, okay. Okay. Interesting. Alright, let's do this. We do this. You just do that. Grafted Growth, huh? And now we're running into the issue of... You know, I want to go face because I want to scry. Yeah, we'll take that. Okay. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to abrade that. I'm not entirely liking what I'm seeing there. Very interesting. Okay. Oh yeah, and of course you get that. How fun is that? You know, luckily Obliterating Bolt takes care of that. That's fun. Interesting. That is interesting. So... No, we don't want to do that quite yet. We don't want to do the Invasion of Kaldheim quite yet, because... what ends up happening is... Okay, that's okay. It dies. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of one of those, sure, play with the bull and get the horns sort of thing. Now, what else do you have? You want to exile that? Do you want to do that? I think now we would play the Invasion of Kaldheim, because even if we... Yeah, let's play Invasion of Kaldheim. So we only have 2 cards in our hand, so I'm fine with that. Man. Just not drawn into any of our land today. Cast that. Okay, here's what we do. You can do this. Attack in here. And now what we do is to each creature and each opponent. Okay, so what we're going to do is this. We're going to exile this. Put that in there. And that's going to do it for that. Now we have to be careful. Oh, really? You're really going to do that? Okay, that's alright. So what we'll do is create treasure tokens, get value out of that. So, let's do this. Do this. I think we just do the 2 damage. I think we just do that, yeah. A very interesting deck, Steve 115. Very interesting deck. I like it so far. Okay, not going to discard anything. What I am going to do is discard... Yeah, I'm going to do that. Discard a land. Okay. Play that. Just keep up with that, I guess. And we'll see what we do. Are they really going to try to exile that? That's the question. No? Okay, you can create that. I do want to discard that. Boom. That's also where that comes into play. And we're going to do this. We'll do 6. Face. Game over. Okay. Cool stuff. Let's go to the second match here. We'll go at least 2 and 2 with this deck today. Excuse me. I think we keep what we have. And granted, yes, are we beating up on bronze players? Yeah, but like I said, you know, you can't underestimate bronze players. As much as you may want to, you can't. Because you never know, are they a player that's been playing for 20 years that just got into it like I did a few years back? You know, are they, you know, just, you know, rebounding after last season, you know, just getting back into it? You know, you don't ever want to underestimate your opponent. And I think that's, you know, the big lesson that I try to preach on everyone is you can never underestimate your opponent, ever. You can never do it. Although this is an interesting build. I'm not sure where Steve is going with this. Grafted growth. Okay. So there is some stuff here. Let's just get this down. We can at least get a threat down. And there we go. So I think if all stays the same, we do a network terminal. Botanical brawler. Okay, that's interesting. Get that down. Swing. Okay. Two mana. Torsionist troop, eh? Cool. All going over your head, kids. All going over your heads. Yeah, we'll do Atsushi. Maybe we just beat them this way. If they don't have a Reacher, I'm guessing they probably are going to have some sort of mass removal. Interesting. They're dead next turn, so they gotta find an answer to this. Is that an artifact creature? You're looking to fight me. Not gonna work. You can, but it's gonna kill you. That's fine. That's fine. Because we just cast Elder Dragon War, gain our token, and go for, or we just do this, we just obliterate and bolt them. We get them. Okay, good game. Let's go to the post-mortem. Okay, so this deck does have some interesting quirks to it. I think that it's fun to play. It's definitely a nice mid-rangey type build, and the big thing you want to remember is you want to get your, make sure you have some removal in your hand when you're playing this. and make sure that you can execute the strategies with keeping threats off the field so that you can eventually survive long enough to get your dragons out there. It's not a dragon tribal build by any stretch of the imagination, dragon flavored, dragon themed, but certainly the invasion cards definitely play a massive role in this particular build. So I hope you liked the video. As always, leave a like, leave a subscribe if you loved what you see, and as always, my magic miscreants, may all your draws be godlike, may all your spells hit the board. Risen Dragon is out. Enjoy the rest of your day.